Hello, guys. Hold on. Hello, guys. Can y'all hear me? I think y'all can hear me now. Can y'all hear me? Oh, my thing is going out, y'all. Hold on. See, this is what I don't like about the tube. It gives me troubles. You guys can hear me? Hey guys. Hey everyone. Hey in the chat. Hey everybody. Hey y'all. Yes, y'all can hear me. Y'all can hear me. Okay, don't look at my background yet. I'm trying to get it together. Okay, we still working on it. We still trying to get that process together. So, you know, bear with me. Bear with me, okay? Hey, you guys. Hey, y'all. I still got to finish my wall. So, y'all, we in the studio, okay? So, you guys can hear me. That's good. All right, great. Hey, Tater. Hey, my Tater. Tater is Tater's been here before. So, Tater been over here. So, she already know. So, hey, y'all. All right. So, guys, welcome in. If you don't know who I am Miss Live 3D TV. I am your host, your hot topic host on YouTube and TikTok. Yay! All right, so guys, we are of course covering the case of Nolan Wells. We have been covering his case. I gotta remember to look in the camera right here, y'all. I'm sorry. We have been covering his case for since day one, and so today we had some kind of breaking news, but a few people have been circulating a fake autopsy. So if you guys are seeing a autopsy that has Nolan Wells' name on it, it is not true. That is a fake autopsy that is going around. So they have not found out, the toxicology or anything like that, right? Okay. So I just wanted to put that. I just wanted to let that be known for the people in the bike that's thinking that it's real and it's not. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So, guys, if y'all can, make sure y'all hit the like button. Also, it is very imperative that you guys, if y'all can send like a little gift. They have like little 1 cent gifts, 10 cent gifts. What it does is it helps generate the channel. It lets people know that we're live because sometimes YouTube be tripping and it don't be notifying the peoples that we live because we don't be over here a lot. So if y'all can, hey Vanessa, hey girl, hey Tawana, hey nephew, hey y'all, T Beezy Sugar, brown sugar in the building. I want some of your brown sugar. Okay. All right. So yes, this is justice for Nolan Wells. I am gonna have a Nolan Wells backdrop up for tomorrow. Um, I'm gonna try to see if I can stream YouTube and TikTok at the same time. We working on it, okay, y'all. We working on it. We working on it. All right. So Tammy Woodruff, y'all know, is a medium, right? And she has been covering the Nolan Wells case. She has given us a lot of insight and intel on the other side of it. Uh, so today she came out with another updated reading. So we're going to look at that, and then we're going to go over to Tickety Talk. We're going on a trip to our favorite rocket ship. Okay, we're going to go over to TikTok, and we're going to go watch a video. Megan, J Megan. I need everybody to go look her up and go follow her on TikTok. Okay. All right. All right, guys. So let's see. We're gonna go here. Okay, hold on, guys. Y'all let me know if y'all can hear. Again, if y'all can, please make sure that you hit the like button. Everything over here is alleged, and we are using the Copyright Act of 1976. Okay, everything that is saying on this page and on this channel is allegedly. Okay. Also, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe if you're not subscribed. Okay.
That Mississippi has done. This is a recap of my channeling in case you need to catch up. Nolan Wells did not die by drowning. Nolan Wells died by blunt force trauma being hit in the head. His killer is his supposedly best friend, Warren Hudson, but his other friends, they know about it and they are covering it up. Nolan was killed at a house. I know that Nolan was killed at a house because I saw the fireworks when I channeled Nolan and I knew they were going to an event. Warren Hudson confirmed these facts when he did an interview with Brandon Tatum, stating that after they left the island, they went to a buddy's house, a girlfriend of his, and they watched the fireworks and they got in the pool. Now, while at this house, Nolan sensed danger, and there's a girl there that he asked to help him get out of the situation. I'm currently in the present time working on finding out about this girl, so hang in there.
Dang, they did. Is they still alive, friend? Dewana? Dang. We should have clipped that live. So we should have been over there to clip that. Are they still live now? Or are they not live no more?
This is when they hit Nolan, they beat Nolan, they urinated on Nolan. Now, why did this happen? Warren was very jealous of Nolan. It was because of racism. It was because of a ritual. This was premeditated murder. Now, who is involved in this premeditated murder? The KKK mafia, which would include the school Nolan went to, the school that Warren Hudson went to, the colleges, their legal system, and the good old boys that reside in Ocean Springs, Mississippi. This is ritualistic. It came from a long line of racism and them thinking that they can continue to get away with this. Now, there is an older man who's running the show, and they are so afraid of not following his orders. He comes into play when the boat is getting towed off Horns Island when they said they were having some issues.
Allegedly. Right, friend. Hey, Angie. Right, friend. Allegedly. Allegedly. My God, today. We know that. We all, I think everybody know who the hell that was, right?
That's when we get the GPS being altered. So let's talk about who's involved in covering up the evidence. Let's talk about Judge Ashley Cole. She is the mother of Warren Hudson. She was the first person to cover up evidence. She got rid of cell phone data, text messages, conversations, anything that was recorded on their phones. There is a girl who has bodily fluids of Nolan that got onto her clothing while they were doing the cleanup. She's covering up evidence as well. Brandon Tatum, the person who interviewed Warren Hudson, is also helping them conceal evidence. He got the go-ahead by the governor, and the governor got the go-ahead to let him do this by the mafia, the KKK. The medical examiner did not want the independent autopsy to see the throat. Warren, he proved this to me as well when I channeled his living spirit. He showed me that the medical examiner was concealing, hiding, getting rid of evidence that was on Nolan. Now, where are we right now? They are playing victim. They are trying to be strategic. They are trying to come at everybody that's posting about Mississippi and the death of Nolan Wells. Now, what they did not bank on is me doing my work. I stopped this at the beginning. I killed that energy, as y'all know. This is why they're frantic, because I did this. And the crazy, ironic thing about it, they're so frantic, they're so dumb that, they're offering reward money now. that came from Warren Hudson's father, Dr. Benjamin Hudson. Remember, Warren Hudson is the killer. Now they got to give, send, go. Somebody has money being donated to Nolan Wells' friends, specifically Warren Hudson, because they were not able to mourn properly because people are in an uproar about what they did. The audacity.
The fucking audacity. I'm sorry, excuse my French. Like, I know you fucking lying. Like, that's what I don't understand with this. Like, they literally are trying to justify them being upset and playing victim, talking about, oh, you guys are saying no, you mad because them pictures got out. That's why they mad. That's why they mad, y'all. They mad because they got them pictures was out. See, when they did this on the news, they had their faces blurred up. See, they're pissed because TikTok and social media has put their faces out there. That's what they mad about. Because we didn't even know who the fuck they was at first.
This is comical at this point. They are like totally losing control, which I expect because the work that I did was massive. But white supremacy men, they allow their women, their white women, to take control. And this is what happens. Chaos. There is a woman that's advertising this give, send, go. And if I was them, I would get rid of her because she's doing more harm than good. And honestly, nobody asked for this person to do anything. They want to be in a circle of white supremacy so bad. They want to be that woman that they listen to, but it's never going to happen. Like, what this person is really doing with this give, send, go is putting a target on these kids' back. Think about it. You got them publicly being recognized for covering up a murder, and you have the audacity to raise money for them for a legal team. That's going to infuriate people. And you got the audacity to talk about it and talk about people that's telling the truth. Why would you put yourself and kids in danger like that? White supremacy, get rid of that person. Get rid of that person. Like, the person is making the situation worse. And the people that are donating and listening to this person that wants to raise this money for their legal teams, like, you're now a part of covering up Nolan Wells' murder. So they're basically.
And that's what I don't think people understand. Like, y'all, they still trying to justify the fact, like, oh, Nolan would have never wanted. Like, y'all literally know something happened to this baby, and y'all are sitting up here trying to make it seem like, well, we know something happened, but it wasn't the boys. The boys didn't do it, the boys didn't do it. They're just, just horsing around and things, you know what I'm saying? No.
This person is putting y'all in the line of fire. This is a very dangerous game. I would just let truth come out, take your L, let karma happen because it's already done, and just be quiet. Just be quiet. But this give, send, go that they got going on, that energy is tainted. It's tainted. It's not going to go good. I just don't see where people are going to accept this. And this was a bad move, a very bad move. So where we are presently is that we're going to find out who the girl is that Nolan was asking for help to get him out of the situation. That's where we are. So stay tuned for that channeling. But I just wanted to catch y'all up. And don't allow people to get you in the line of fire and get you in situations that you can't get out of.
Let's think about it. Okay, time's up. Listen, fam, here's the thing. I absolutely am not buying it for one moment that they started their campaign so that they could go after people who are defaming their character. No.
Again, this is Uncle Willie D. So y'all know that they was just talking about the go send me or whatever. That's what I think. That's what's got a lot of people upset. That y'all got the audacity to sit on this good here internet and actually put a go send me up in the name of Nolan for y'all, because you feel like y'all are being treated as victims, and you want the people to pay for lawyer fees so that you can prosecute people that you claim that are doing this. Mind you, it's getting done to us too. Would you like to donate some money to my fees? I have to pay $4,800 fucking dollars to retain someone to be able to even to keep this shit going. You understand what I'm saying? Hopefully I can get this person to do it pro bono. Hopefully. We don't know yet. I'm still in the works of that. But because I got so many people that are harassing me for no reason. I have at least 6 people that are harassing me for no freaking reason. Hey, Pink Love. Hey, boo. Like, that's crazy. And Nolan Wells them, mama and daddy, they live in Ocean Springs. They're getting harassed by their neighbors, people across the country up under their thing. And you mean to tell me? So if that's the case, everybody need to go send me. Is that what we doing? We doing everybody doing a go send me? Because what the hell? They got like, that's how you know. That's how you know that they evil as fuck. Thank you so much, Pink. Thank you so much. You were the first gift today. Thank you so much, beautiful. Yes, guys. So we can receive gifts over here on YouTube/StreamYard. So
No. They started that campaign, it appears, so that they could have a legal defense fund that didn't include their own money. So they want your money to help them fight this case, right? Should it come down the pipeline. So they're trying to get money, and they are getting it. They had a goal of 100,000. They've already raised 95,000. I'm sure they'll raise at least a couple 100,000 more, because why? There's uncivilized mutts everywhere with money. Ooh, these uncivilized mutts got money. Now,
and you see what they do? You see what they put their money behind? You see what they put their money? No, actually, we're not, Jerry. Hello, how you doing, Jerry? Nobody's an internal victim. Y'all are the internal not victims. Y'all don't never do shit, Jerry. Y'all don't never do. I don't know what's wrong with you, nigger. I don't know. Y'all don't never do shit. Do you hear me? Just like now, we in here minding our own business. Nolan is the victim. I'm not a victim. You're not a victim. Ashley's not a victim. Warren them not victims. Willie ain't a victim. Nolan is the victim, Jerry. Nolan is dead. He's the one that's gone, whether he was unalived or not. He's the one that's gone, Jerry. Can you focus on that? Can you focus on me? You're the loony one, sir, because you're in a chat that you're trying to convince me of something. You can't convince me of anything, sweetie. I'm sorry. I have my own mind. And if you want to be mad at how I think, you might want to talk to your Jesus. Okay? You're a person that you pray to the Lord and things. You might want to talk to them. Whoever you, Buddha, Muslim, whatever you are, Jerry. Okay, I'm pretty sure you're a fake ass Christian. I'm pretty sure of that. Okay. And I know it pisses you off to see people online and they're speaking about this. I understand. I totally get it. But guess what? You have the power to do. You have the power to swipe or no swiping. Okay. And so, Jerry, what I'm going to do before you say another smart ass remark, I'm going to go ahead and get you up out of here. Okay. Bye bye. See you later.
Here's the deal, fam. This campaign is highly suspicious. If there are people out there who did not think that they were guilty, there are people who think they're guilty now. Why would you start a crowdfunding campaign to raise money when you're innocent? Don't give me nothing about no defamation of character, man. You know, that's the hardest thing in the world to prove these days. If people are simply reporting on the case and they're following the evidence, and the evidence says that Bart was on that boat, then Bart was on that boat. And you can't dispute it. And if you are going to dispute it, you're going to have to show some receipts that he was somewhere else in another part of the country or the world, right? I personally believe that this is the first, well, actually, I think this is the 1, 2. I think this is probably the biggest mistake that they made. Because here's the deal. Warren Hudson did the interview with Race Tatum, right? And that was telling because he got crossed up a couple of times. But now this one right here is bigger because now that these guys are saying that they're going to use these funds to go after people who are defaming them, they're going to have to show up in a courtroom and they're going to have to give depositions and they are going to have to make statements. And
sorry, just have a question for the people in the back. Where is Nolan in this picture? Where is Nolan in this picture? Okay, these are Nolan's friends. That's the name of the chat, right? Is Nolan's friends. So where is Nolan in this picture? You don't even have an AI picture of him sitting up there.
They are going to have to testify if they want a court to believe them. Now, it says on the fundraiser that Benjamin Hudson he created the fundraiser. Now, I don't know who Benjamin is, but I'm pretty sure he's related to Warren Hudson, right? They say that the funds will be received by Taylor and
Benjamin Hudson is allegedly Warren Hudson's dad. Okay. That's Warren Hudson's dad. And all the fees, all the money is going to the legal all the money is going to the receives that they receive is going to the Taylor and Cox law firm. It's going to the lawyer. So they're getting you guys to pay a lawyer to come after, to find things. Mind you, they're going to be docking up a lot of shit to try to find on people that are speaking out or saying anything about Warren, which is going to be a lot of people. They're going to need more than $100,000. I know. I'm going to tell you that.
Cox Law Firm, PA. So the funds are going straight to the lawyers. Now, the lawyers and the other people in the town, you know, I hear that they are a close-knit community. This is what Trayston said. He said, we're close, and you don't know who you're messing with. He's talking about Al Sharpton. That's when he's trying to scare Al Sharpton. He said, you don't know what you're messing with. You do something to you. In Mississippi. Mob ties, baby. They are really trying to spook people into silence. I think this was the biggest mistake they've made so far. But this is what happens, fam, when you have a sense of entitlement.
Absolutely. This is entitlement, privilege rolled into one. Entitlement and privilege rolled into one. Mm-hmm. This is absolutely what that is. So we're going to go over to Megan. Go over to Megan. Let's see, guys. We're going to go over to her video.
Fourth boat. Not only have I...
So we're going to go down her timeline. We're going to do her timeline, okay? This is the first one.
Okay, this is my full Nolan Wells timeline with my supporting evidence. There were 3 boats in their group that day: Palm Beach, the Triton, and the Tideline. By the way, if you like my work, you can support me in my bio, because by the end of this video, I'll be dropping never before seen evidence. Anyway, back to the timeline. Warren said they got there at 10:30, even though the GPS said that they dropped their waypoint at 11:19. He said the Tidecraft, the Palm Beach, and the Triton were all like anchored up next to each other. At 3 o'clock, he gets into a fight with some stranger who didn't like the way that he was talking to his girlfriend, because, I mean, look at the way he was talking in this interview. I don't blame them. And they had a fist fight. His uncle was like, "We're getting the hell out of here."
I remember at one point in time, I look over and I see my uncle, and my uncle's yelling at me to get in the boat. I stopped fighting. As soon as me and him made eye contact, I got an uncle. I got in the boat.
Then Warren says that his brother was also involved in the same fight.
He'll come up to me and say, "Hey, your brother just got in a fight." And obviously, I have a younger brother, and that's what she was talking about. And I was freaked out. So I walked over to the beach, and I didn't walk over. I ran over. I made a beeline. I talked to anybody, put my drink down, and walked over there. And my brother was kind of angry, and there's a lot going on. But someone was getting pulled away. I don't know who it was. And my brother was like, "Oh, I just got in a fight." And this guy punched me in the face, and I punched him right back. Then I went to the ground. My brother put him in an armbar. And Nolan involved in any of this? Absolutely not. When I was over there, there was a bunch of younger guys like my brother's age, and I mean, Nolan. I never saw Nolan over there. Absolutely not. And okay, sorry, I just lost my train of thought.
So you get ready to go. There's an issue with the boat.
Okay, yeah.
This is
this went up to that.
Yeah. So the fight happened. Your brother or the scuffle. I'm assuming that it was cleared up.
Right.
You got your brother out of this situation, and then how did you find out that this boat is sinking?
Well, I walked back over, and like we're probably around each other for a little bit. I mean, I wasn't thinking anything about it. I told my brother off the beach. I was just like, "Listen, get in the water, hang out with us, calm down." I mean, he was calm, but I didn't want anything else to happen, And so once I got back over the boat, I got on the Triton, and the Triton had probably about 6 inches of water up to the transom, and I was freaked out because I'm good friends with Wyatt, and that was his boat, and no water's coming out, no access water's coming out, and it was a big issue because I think the reason was because there's so many people getting on and off the boat. At some point, the boat was very, very crowded, and there's just a lot of people on, so it drags water.
Yeah, that's not how boats work. Boats don't flood getting in and out of water. Mind you, I'd also like you guys to see that they are in much shallower water than they claim. But I digress. As someone whose parents have had several boats in their life, boats don't just start sinking because people are getting in and out of the water. I think they were trying to run as well, because there is an underage kid who just got into a physical fist fight on the island. All of them are drinking and driving boats, so they're trying to hightail it out of there. Now, Warren goes into so much detail that he accidentally explains what really happened, but not in the way that he was saying it.
I think every time we were out there for a couple hours, the boat just started filling up with water. So I popped the starboard side hatch, and the battery was completely underwater. And so the motor wouldn't turn down. I mean, my buddy would go to turn it down from the console, and it turned down, and then it come right back up.
Now, trimming the motor means they move the propeller closer to the transom, and it lowers the bow, which means they can drive through choppy water without risking that choppy water to come into the boat. Failing to trim your boat up and taking off at a high speed can not only overheat very quickly and cause it to shore, but if waves are high, it won't cut through the wake, and it will cause the boat to porpoise and possibly have rough, choppy waters get on your boat.
So, I mean, on the way out there, it was pretty calm. I think it was blowing like 3 or 4 knots. I mean, the waters were clear. It was a great day to be on the water. Sunshine, not cloudy at all. And I mean, it was a great day to be out there on 4th of July. And so, I mean, we followed each other out, and I mean, it was calm. It was calm. On the way back, it was a little more rough, but it was not anything all my buddies' boats couldn't handle, or like it wasn't like you're getting beat, really beat.
Now, as you can see, it is tilted up here in the back, and look how low the front is. He admitted that they hit choppy water at one point, so not that hard of a stretch to think that the water started coming over the boat, and that's when they were in trouble. That's when the bilge pump stopped working. Because Warren, when they claimed that they were leaving and he was jumping into action because it was sinking, he says this.
Maybe disabled to where you couldn't get it out.
Correct.
Horn Island. So what happens after that?
Wyatt jumps to the water, tries to throw a rear anchor, and you're sitting looking, trying to pull trash out the bilge, and the bilge is basically a pump that pulls the water, the access water out the boat. So the bilge was failing to work. So any excess water just sitting in the boat, it wasn't getting pumped out. So I looked over the gunnel and I looked at the release hole for the bilge. It was eating with the water. So, I mean, we're all freaking out. All of our, we're not focused on anything else other than the boat. Well, then eventually my buddy Bart on the timeline is like, I'm going to pull you all out.
So even though they were still on the island, he jumps out and throws out an anchor. Why did they pull the anchor up to begin with if they were sinking? If they were sinking, why was Bart offering to tow them out? Why would they risk being that close to the island and that close to ground to sink out further? Because again, look at how shallow of water these boats are in. So what I suspect is that everybody just hauled ass and left, but because the trim was not going down, it overheated, that stalled out, then the crashing waves were freaking everybody out. But even Warren couldn't keep his story straight or his timeline straight, because then listen.
All of our, we're not focused on anything else other than the boat. Well, then eventually my buddy Bart on the timeline is like, I'm going to pull you all out. So we're around all this, all this chaos. Because we left at 4:30 and there were still just as many people there, if not more, than when we got there. I mean, probably around the same amount. I mean, it was crazy. Like, there was a lot of people. And I mean, eventually, Bart pulls us out. We left at 4:30, but we really weren't pulled out away from everybody. We were probably about a quarter mile out.
So he says it right there, that Bart pulls them out. They leave at 4:30. And you may be thinking, well, he pulled them after. He towed them after, but...
We left at 4:30, but we really weren't pulled out away from everybody. We were probably about a quarter mile out, and we had the towing strap pulled from, Bart's port side cleat or starboard side cleat, and he was on our starboard side bow. And so he was rubbing on his power pole. So Bart turned around, pulled up next to our boat, and we were just trying to get situated.
Well, that's when Y called Cito.
We know that phone call was around 4 p.m. to the private towing company. Now, in my last video, I went into detail with the Bart, the fight, all of that stuff, the discrepancies between like the neck of water and then suddenly being in 31 feet of water, etc. I'm going to skip over that. Now, the last data point for the GPS was at about 8 o'clock that night. So then they go over to a female friend's house to...
Now, mind you, I want y'all to listen to this part because it goes into the next part that she's going to talk about. She's explaining the travel of the boat and how the boat was traveling. Okay. Now, this means a lot because, one, she's doing this from the report. She's not making up anything. She's getting the coordinates and the times and all of that from the actual report. So again, everybody, welcome in. If you guys are just now coming in, you may have just swiped through. I am Miss Live 3D. If you guys can, make sure you grab a like. If you don't have to keep tapping the screen over here, just hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. And also we will be watching a little bit of the Nancy Grace interview that she had with Janetta Bradley today. It just came out probably about a couple of hours ago.
Go to the pool. And yet, instead of joining his friends in the pool, this is what Warren did.
At a lady friend's house.
Right. I never got to the pool. I talked to her dad for a while, and all my friends were downstairs. I went upstairs, talked to her dad. We're talking about boats and stuff, and I've been with my friends all day. I was just talking to everybody, but
So you talked to the young lady's dad, and then how long was it before you realized, or you guys realized that? Well, where's Nolan at?
I mean, all
right, well, now I got to stop your ass, because what 18-year-old goes to a friend's house to party? All the friends go downstairs to the pool area, and he goes upstairs to talk to her father about boats. Mind you, these children had been drinking all day long. And he and his buddies don't go home until 3 a.m., mind you. Now, I know it's been a while since I've been 18, but that's a long day in the hot, in the sun, drinking. Sounds to me like you were talking to this dad to help with the story. And then you go downstairs and your friends just so happen to be talking about Nolan. And then you're like, oh my God, I should call the Coast Guard.
I went back downstairs and all my friends were just hanging out. And my buddy Wyatt had a dress, talking about Nolan. And I was like, well,
so his buddy Wyatt had addressed, or he was talking about Nolan all of a sudden, right? This is the part where I feel like it's super funny. So everybody was asking, where is Nolan? Okay, right? Everybody was asking, where is Nolan? But Remember, he told Officer Tatum that, oh, everybody be leaving their phones on the boat. Everybody be leaving their phones on the boat. We be bringing people phones back. We don't know who they is, right? So you knew you had Nolan's phone. You knew you had Nolan's phone because it was put in Wyatt's truck, okay? So my thing is that how you the phone situation kind of got me like a little like just made me think, you know.
Where is Nolan? Have y'all heard from him?
It just seems pretty convenient that after his powwow upstairs with the father of his friend, he comes downstairs and then all of a sudden they start talking, have you seen Nolan? No, I haven't seen Nolan. Have you seen Nolan? Maybe we should call this person. We should call his mom. Almost seems like they actually go back downstairs after talking about what they should do about the situation with the dad or whatever it is they were really doing at that time, came downstairs and started talking about Nolan publicly so that everybody at the party could be organic witnesses to when the conversation happened. Because he kept contradicting himself. He kept saying, I wasn't too worried about it, but then also we know that they can kill people. But also, like maybe I would just call the Coast Guard, just to make sure it's okay. I'm so mad I didn't save it. But in one of these interviews, they said that Katie was supposed to come to the party with them later, which is why Nolan said he was going to hang back with her. So why would they dry snitch to their friend's mom before getting in contact with Katie? So as I was making this video, I caught something so big it changes everything. Throughout this entire interview, Warren insisted that Bart's boat was a tide line. He was so sure of it, said it over and over and over again, claimed that there were 20 to 30 people on that boat. By the way he talks about boats and the equipment and stuff, it seems like he has some general knowledge of it and knows a lot about boats. So maybe y'all can tell me why in this report, when they gathered the GPS evidence, does it say that Bart was driving a tide craft, not a tide line? They're entirely different designs, purposes, manufacturing styles. Mind you, this is what tide crafts look like. They ain't fitting 20 people on them. Yeah. This is more what tide line boats look like, y'all. So did Bart bring 2 boats with him? Warren said Bart's dad was originally supposed to go with them. And tide line boats don't fit 20 people either. So was there a 4th boat out there? Okay, this is my full Nolan Wells timeline with my supporting evidence.
All right, that's the 4th boat. Okay, let's go to the next one. Hold on.
I'm not the kind of person that engaged. I figured it out. Okay, not only have I found more evidence of a 4th boat, not only have I found a lie in their timeline, but I have also discovered a deep political connection, not only to a former governor of Mississippi, but to Turning Point USA. So first off, this picture has surfaced in which it's clearly the group of boats a little bit further out in the water altogether. Now here's what is supposedly Bart's boat. We can see the Garmin on top, can confirm this black boat from this other picture. We can see Wyatt's Triton right here, and we can confirm that by the motor. As you can see right here, has that black stripe on the white motor. Now in between the 2 boats is the Palm Beach. You can clearly see it labeled and it's got that stripe, right? As you can see, the stripe is there. And yet there's this design right here and no Palm Beach. And you may be like, Jay, that doesn't prove that it's a different boat. Maybe we just can't see it, even though it should be right there, according to this picture. But if you look in this video, you can see that there is a black propeller right there. See black propeller, and you can very clearly see the Palm Beach right there on the side. But if you look really carefully in this photo, you can see right there a black propeller. There's another boat on the other side of these 3 boats. And given the lack of the name on the boat and the black propeller, I'm going to assume the Palm Beach is on the other side, which means there's 4 boats right here. Then I rewatched Warren's interview.
And I woke up at my buddy's house, and we went to McDonald's, got food. No one was not with me. And I went and got breakfast. I had my buddy's boat hooked up to my truck. And well, first I ran to my house, then I went to McDonald's and came back, and the boat was already hooked up to my truck. My buddy Wyatt and I went, and with my buddies, and we went, filled the top of the boat off, loaded it down with ice, and just got everything ready. Then Wyatt went and put his smaller boat in the water, which is the Palm Beach. He's 18-foot Palm Beach, and I drove the boat from Fort Bayou Boat Launch to my buddy's grandparents' house, and that's where we all planned to meet up that day.
So Wyatt had his buddy's boat already hooked up to the back of his truck. He said he and Wyatt and his other buddy went and got ice and filled up the boats. And Wyatt went and put the Palm Beach, his smaller boat, into the water. And we know that there was a second boat, the Triton, that was driven by Wyatt. Wyatt had 2 boats in the water. Who was driving his other boat?
Nolan was on Wyatt Pyron's 22 Triton. on the way out, I went with my buddy Bart because we had a lot of friends from college coming down. And I called Bart that morning. I was like, hey, man, can you take your boat out? And he was like, yeah, well, my dad's decided not to go. And I'll take the boat and I'll take you and your friends. Of course. I mean, he's a buddy of mine. And so Bart pulled up at the dock. And I mean, I rode out there with Bart and a lot of the girls that go to college with my friends and I. And Nolan rode out on the Triton, and then we had a Palm Beach, 18 Palm Beach. There was 4 guys on that. There was like 8 people on the Triton, and then there was 8 or 9 people on the Triton, and then there was the rest of the group, which was ranged from maybe 10 to 15 or 16 people.
Now, wait a minute. So Warren already had a boat hooked up when he woke up that morning.
Listen, that's a lot of fucking people on them little small ass boats. I just can't see no 10 to 15 people on one of them boats. I just can't. What?
I'm assuming that had to be the Triton that was hooked up, right? Then he said that Wyatt went and put his smaller boat, the Palm Beach, into the water. Then Warren said that he was the one who drove the Palm Beach to their friend's dock. Assuming that Wyatt drove the Triton to the dock and Bart drove his own boat to that dock, who drove the Palm Beach out to the water then? Because he said that he got a ride in with Bart, even though at one point during the interview, he said all of his stuff was on the Palm Beach. So it sounds to me like Warren was the one driving the Palm Beach. I'm also like, what parent would let their kid, who's obviously going off to party, take 2 of their boats and let their drunk friends drive? Like, it isn't making sense to me. I mean, maybe these parents are just shitty parents and irresponsible. Then he also said that he contacted Bart that morning to see if he could come. And Bart was like, yeah, I can give all your friends a ride, blah, blah, blah. According to him, there were 10-ish people, 15 people on that boat. So where were those people originally supposed to ride in on? They'd been planning it for weeks. They were excited about it. Why did Bart have to suddenly step in and take all these people? And remember, Bart said that his dad had canceled going out on the boat that day, so he could do it. Something's not adding up here. I think there was an adult somewhere.
I don't like it when the math ain't mathing. That don't sound right. Because it's like, okay, he said, my dad is not going anymore. That was a lot of information
in this mix. It would also explain how they all thought quickly on their feet with the sea tow. I wouldn't be surprised if an adult didn't come out there and just go off with other adults that were also on Horn Island and let the kids hang out with the boats. Here's where
allegedly, everything is allegedly.
Things are going to get interesting, folks. There are more GPS coordinates in the report than what we have seen publicly. I'm going to play you a clip from the interview, but remember, at 5:30 is when they started picking up regular speed, all right? It's right here, 525, speed miles, 30 to 35 knots. So here we go.
Planed off and you have water in the boat and you're hauling, we're going pretty fast. We're going probably 40, 42 miles an hour. And so all that excess water that was built up in the boat is coming out of the boat. So, I mean, that's what we had to do. So we ran into Fort Bayou, and we didn't just run straight to my buddy's grandparents' house. We ran into Fort Bayou. A couple of us jumped in the water, and Wyatt, the whole reason for the stop was so Wyatt could hop in and put the plug back in the boat. So then after that, we went and docked it. And I went back to my buddy's house and we ate and, napped for a little bit. It was a long day at the islands.
Now, you heard him. He said that they took off going 40 miles an hour and they didn't go to his buddy's grandparents' house, but they went to Fort Bayou to go do a plug thing. Except right here, 5:44, vessel arrives at El Camino Road. 8 minutes later, then it departs from El Camino Road and headed east into Fort Bayou. So right there, we have a lie. The boat did stop before going into Fort Bayou. 6 minutes later, it comes back to El Camino Road, and the vessel departed El Camino Road half an hour later, headed southwest to St. Martin Bayou, and then turned southeast into Biloxi Bay Bridge. Then they went back to the Bayou boat launch. Then the boat was taken to Cardinal Lane, which was Wyatt's residence. Now, because I am an absolute genius, I was able to find it. This was where they left and where they came back that day, then came back several times. Now, first off, Why aren't we seeing footage of them returning that day? We know that Nolan was with them when they left. So why do they have the security cams from that morning, but not?
Right. Officer, what they call him, Officer Batum Tater. Yeah, he conveniently showed us when it was on when they first got on the boat, but we don't have any footage of who was with them when they came back. Was Nolan with them when they came back? And they just had to get rid of the thing. We'll never know.
That night, whose grandparents lived there? Jax Patalo, whose family owns a pharmacy. It goes back deeper than that because George Patalo Sr., which is Jax's great-grandfather who is deceased, as it turns out, his great-grandfather was appointed and served on the staff of Mississippi Governor Cliff Finch. As you can see, I've confirmed Jax's relation to him. And as it turns out, Cliff Finch, well, he was in the Mississippi House of Representatives from 1960 to 1964 and supported racial segregation and backed the racist governor, to preserve segregation in the state. The federal grand jury conducted a 3-year-long investigation into his administration and several state agencies, and they were all accused of corruption and mismanagement. Finch was never found guilty himself, but some of his aides and appointees were indicted. And those sort of political connections seem to trickle down through the generations, so now we know why the governor got involved. And I started looking into the lawyer that's handling the defamation case from the Bart family. So from 2015 to 2018, he was state director of Americans for Prosperity. Then in 2018 to 2020, he was vice president of Stand Together while being vice president of Americans for Prosperity. Stand Together is a Charles Koch nonprofit, and Americans for Prosperity is a libertarian conservative political advocacy group affiliated with Charles Koch and David Koch. And if you don't know who the Koch brothers are, they're fucking evil. Guess who's one of the major funders for Turning Point USA? Major donors for the Koch brothers also are primary financial pillars for Turning Point USA, specifically their campus operations. And guess who used to serve as the director of urban engagement? Not only have I found more evidence of a fourth boat, not only have I found a lie in their timeline, but I have
God damn it, Megan. Damn it, Megan. Damn it. Somebody hire her. Somebody give her a job. Because she's solving the case. Shit. I need to hire her as a private investigator so she could investigate some peoples for me. Go on, Megan, girl. All right, y'all. So I'm going to go ahead and end this live. I'll do another. I might come back on here later on and do another late night live where we'll do a reaction to Nancy Grace. Okay. So guys, I thank everybody for coming over. I really appreciate you guys. We had 47, 40, 50, 51 people in the building. Yay. Guys, get great. This is our first little YouTube run with the StreamYard and everything over here on this channel. So I hope you guys like, you can see the visuals, you can hear everything that I'm hearing. And so I hope you guys have a great Monday night. Again, I'll be back on here with a recap of Nancy Grace. She did do an interview with Jeanette Bradley, which is the person who actually separated the sound, and she is a professional that was verified. So, all right, guys, but I hope you guys have a great night. Replay, gang, 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 gang. Y'all, of course, do y'all thing. If y'all can, hype the video up. I really would appreciate it. And I hope y'all have a great night. Bye.